Your cousin's actually Anthony Ruggiano.
Yeah, it's my mother's first cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who was Anthony with?
Anthony was a Gambino. Anthony was with his father, Fat Andy Ruggiano. That's his dad.
Okay. And you were originally supposed to be a Gambino.
Yes.
What happened?
So what ends up happening is that I tell this story, but I'm gonna give it to you again. So here we go. There's a kid named Phil Galena. Phil Galena was from Howard Beach, and his dad was a wise guy with the Gambinos. He was part of the pizza connection. His father got deported, so they had a lot of respect for his dad. So me and Chris Cagnata, who I ended up shooting years later, he was one of my best friends. And me and Chris were walking out of ragtime on Cross Bay, and we didn't like Phil Galena. He thought he was a tough guy. So Chris started with him. Now, if anyone wants to know, Chris Cagnata is the toughest, roughest, wildest kid you'll ever meet. We used to call him the perfect weapon. This kid will beat you up, kill you. He was just a beast, knocking out grown men at 16 years old. This kid was just different. Built like a pit bull. He was just that guy. He started with Phil Galena. We beat him up. We cracked a bottle over his head, right? We split his head open. 3 weeks later, we're in a nightclub. We're all at this place called Remy. We're all hanging out, and he walks in with two guys. So he walks in with two guys. I'm here with all my friends. We're not thinking anything of it. He's with two Albanians. We don't know that. What he's doing is he's IDing us. He put fucking 10,000 on me and Chris's head. We don't know this. We find out later on. So we're in the club laughing like, oh, this kid's a herb. He ain't gonna do nothing. We go out the club, and we go into my friend Joe DeGangi's car. It's me, Joe DeGangi, Chris Cagnata, Berger, Crocker, Billy Dublin, and me, and we're piled in because my other friend Frankie Rock, who passed away, he left. God rest his soul. I love Frankie Rock. And so we're all in an Audi A8. We're driving down to Jackie Robinson. All of a sudden, a CLK two-door pulls up next to us and fires 8 shots into the car. Pop, 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 just lights the car up. These assholes just took the money and did the hit completely wrong. They just shot into a fucking car, and what they did was they shot my innocent friend through the throat and my other friend Billy Dublin in the back. Now this asshole missed the targets, me and Chris, who at the time were probably the 2 worst kids in the fucking area. So now you just pissed us off. We know it's you. The next day, he takes off to Italy when he realizes that he didn't hit the targets. So now I go to Al Trucchio, and I'm sure you heard his name on your show before, who I was supposed to be with that crew. Mikey Roccaforte, Al Trucchio, all the Gambino guys. That's who I was supposed to be with. I go to them. Mike Rock was all about it. Yeah, you do it. Al wasn't about violence. Al was a multimillionaire. He wasn't about violence. He was kind of yelling at me, which I respected Al. I'm not going to see him bullshit. I looked up to him. And I'm like, yo, I'm killing this kid. They're like, no, we don't do that. His father's Ronnie Giallanzo, by the way. His father was a fucking street legend now. Guy killed multiple people. He's took triple life. He's a gangster. So I'm like, I'm killing this kid. He just tried to kill us. He shot my innocent friend through the throat. I'm killing him. He's like, no, you're not doing that shit. So I'm furious now. I go to the other side because I was best friends with a kid named Bobby Giallanzo. Bobby Giallanzo was Vinny Asaro and Ronnie Giallanzo's nephew. That was my best friend, my armed robbery partner. That's who I did all my work with. So I go to that side. I go to Ronnie and them, and I'm like, listen, look what this kid just did. Take my back. He's like, I got you. Do whatever you want. That's all I needed to hear. Gave me the green light. I put a stolen camper van in front of his house. I waited on this motherfucker every day. I couldn't get him. Finally, I says, you know what? I'm going to lure him back from Italy. I took a Tech 9. I put 20-something shots to his house. I came back 2 weeks later. I did it again. He still won. I came back in. I set all his cars on fire from his fucking mother down. The whole shit. I torched the whole shit. Because you know what? He did a gang member move. So now we're going to do it. You shot innocent people. I'm not going to stop now until I get you. Even at one time, we waited for his brother to go in a Ram truck. We took a half a stick of dynamite, a pineapple, and I threw it in the fucking pickup truck while he's in it. We were out for blood because you tried to kill us. You took it from a fight to a bottle to taking my life. So now I'm after you. The only thing that saved Phil Galena's life was the fact that Chris Cagnata, my best friend, decided to rob Ronnie G's main earner, which is a kid named Nicholas Festa Pudgy, for $300,000 to tie up him and his family in the house. So Phil Galena got a pass. That's the reason why we stopped hunting Phil and went to Chris. That's what ended up happening. But that's why I ended up with the Bonannos, because this fucking dude wouldn't take my back and give me permission to kill this dude after he tried to take my life on a highway and shot my best friend through the neck and my other friend in the back. So that's why I went to the other side. That's the truthfully why.
Right, and he left to Italy and never came back?
He came back later on. See, he knew we were beefing with Chris, so he knew he could come back now because we were at war with Chris, and it became the feds titled it Summer of '06. There was like 7 shootings in like 3 weeks. We were going nuts after this kid. So what ends up happening is that he knows that we're beefing with Chris now, and now he's like, coming back. So we're not focused on him no more.
Well, the guys that actually did the shooting were Albanian
They
mafia
were
guys.
We don't know. I ended up finding out from a kid named Duke. You could look up Duke. He's on the FBI's most wanted list. He's still on the run to this day. He's one of the most toughest Albanians around. He just committed a shooting in another country. He's all over the news. I beefed with this kid, then we became friends. He told me, Gene, we didn't know it was you. We just took the money. We didn't know. We know anything about it. I just gave my guys the job. We didn't know it was you guys. So I knew right then and there for sure it was this prick. You know, that put the money on our heads. And it was to kill us, not to shoot us, to kill us. So he's playing life games now. You know what I mean? So at 20 years old, you know,